With Russians and the world looking at 6 more years of Vladimir Putin, the question, what next, has an obvious answer. But with his constitutional limit of 2 consecutive terms reached in 2024, there are plenty of people wanting to know if that will be it for Putinism. Perhaps, these journalists asked, he might return in 2030.
What you say is quite funny. Let's count. You think I'll sit here and tell him 100? No, no.
And when questioned about any constitutional changes, he had this reply.
At the moment, I have no plans to carry out any constitutional reform. As far as the head of the government is concerned, and the government as a whole, I've said that I'm of course thinking about it, but I'll start thinking about it substantively from today.
Putin comes out of these elections with the highest percentage of the vote in his rule so far. Several instances of fraud were caught on camera. Harmless-looking old ladies voting twice or stuffing reams of papers into boxes. But the Central Election Committee has judged that there's no reason to question the result.
In general, to compare it with 2012, when we have a look at the so-called violation map, there are at least 2 times fewer violations, even if we count the reports of possible violations.
In recently annexed Crimea, which featured so centrally in the Kremlin's electoral theatre, pro-Putin sentiment is strong. 92% of people who voted in Crimea voted for Putin. He's seen here, particularly in this naval city of Sevastopol, as the man who saved Crimea and the Russian Black Sea Fleet from falling into the clutches of Ukraine's Western-leaning government. Only the minority population of Muslim Tatars is a significant voice of opposition. But clearly some Russians are unhappy about political stagnation.
There will be no development. We will spoil relations with the whole world. We'll hold a dirty World Cup, and that will be it.
This voter in Yekaterinburg, also depressed by the lack of change, was asked why he voted for Putin anyway.
I don't know, so things don't get worse.
It's a measure of Russia's aversion to the turmoil that's engulfed it so often in the past. And it's a sentiment Putin has long taken full advantage of. Voting for him is voting for stability, even if for most Russians life isn't likely to get any better. Rory, Challands, Al Jazeera, Crimea.